My beloved child, pause for a moment. Lay aside the noise, the haste, the endless responsibilities, and come away with me. Come not with perfection, but with willingness. Not with strength, but with surrender. I have been waiting for this moment, not because I need your performance, but because I crave your presence. Before you ever lifted a prayer, I was already leaning near. Before a single word formed on your tongue, I knew your thoughts and longed to meet you in them. You've been rushing, striving, carrying so much. I see it all. The heaviness you don't always speak about. The expectations you silently place upon yourself. The pressure to appear fine while your soul aches inside. But now I call you to come away. Not to earn my love, but to receive it. Not to explain yourself, but to rest in me. This is not a call to isolation, but to intimacy, a sacred space where only you and I dwell, and nothing else can interrupt. I do not call the whole world with this voice. I call you. I have chosen this moment to invite you deeper, to the place where striving ceases and trust begins. To the place where you no longer measure yourself by what you produce, but by who you are. Mine. Yes, you are mine. Even when your heart wanders, even when your steps falter, I call you by name. Don't speak to you as the world does. The world says, try harder. I say, come closer. The world says, prove yourself. I say, let me love you. Let the weight of that sink in. You don't have to prove anything to me. I've already declared you worthy of my time, worthy of my presence, worthy because of who I am, not because of what you've done. Even now I see the mixture in your heart, the longing and the hesitation, the hope and the weariness, but I'm not intimidated by your duality. I understand the war between faith and fear. Still, I extend my hand and whisper, come away with me. Come to the waters where your thirst will be quenched. Come to the stillness where your mind can rest. Come to the light where the shadows lose their grip. Come to me. You have sought refuge in many places, some safe, some fragile, but I am the rock beneath your feet. When all other foundations crumble, you will find yourself standing, not because of your strength, but because of my steadiness. Do you remember the moments you felt me before? The quiet mornings when your spirit stirred unexpectedly. The song lyric that pierced through your defenses. The silence that suddenly became full of peace. That was me. I was there calling, and I am calling again. Not just so you'll be comforted, but so you'll be changed. Because this invitation is not temporary. It's not a momentary pause. It's the beginning of transformation. To come away with me is to step into the sacred. To learn the rhythm of heaven. To walk in the power of peace. Here in my presence, things begin to shift. Anxieties unravel. Lies dissolve. Wounds start to close, not always in an instant, but in the gentle, persistent cadence of my love. You don't need to bring polished prayers or perfect words. Just bring your yes. Bring your honesty. Bring your heart. Even if it's bruised or broken, I will not reject what is wounded, will not despise what is raw. I gather the shattered pieces and form something glorious with them. You have looked at yourself and seen fragments. I look at you and see a masterpiece in progress. The very areas where you feel the most insufficient, those are the places I desire to meet you. So bring me your fatigue. Bring me your questions. Bring me your dreams, even the ones you've buried so deep you forgot they existed. This is the call to come away, to turn from distraction and enter into communion. To hear me speak, not through thunder, but through the whisper that reaches your marrow. Let the hush of my presence still your racing thoughts. Let the weight of my glory silence every inner critic. Let the nearness of my spirit convince you. You are not alone. There are no locked doors in my heart toward you. No warnings, no disclaimers. I am here completely, fully, lovingly here, and I will be here tomorrow. And the day after. And when you fall again. And when you rejoice, I will be here. This call is not once in a lifetime. It is a daily rhythm. a continual unfolding. Of love, a hand forever extended, a door forever opened. So, my child, will you come? Will you leave the noise, even for a few minutes, and sit with me? Not to fix everything, but to remember that you are already held. Let your heart respond. Let your spirit exhale. For you are loved, you are pursued, and you are always welcome in this secret place. Come away with me, and I will show you wonders. My child, now that you have drawn near, now that your heart has begun to soften in my presence, let me take you deeper. There is a secret place, not hidden from you, but hidden for you, a place where strength is born, not through striving, but through surrender. You have tried to find strength in so many ways. Through determination, through responsibility, through holding everything together when it felt like everything around you was falling apart. But real strength, lasting strength, does not come from clenched fists or gritted teeth. It comes from the quiet yielding of your soul in my hands. See the pressure you've carried to be strong for others. To smile when your heart was aching. To hold your tongue when your thoughts were burning. To keep moving when all you wanted was to lie down and weep. You've believed the lie that strength means never showing weakness, but I tell you a different truth. Your strength is found in me. Let this be the day you stop measuring yourself by what you can endure alone. Let this be the moment you release the illusion that you must carry what I have already offered to bear. I am your hiding place. I am your strong tower. And when you enter into the shelter of my arms, you are not retreating from life, you are being prepared for it. In this sacred place, you will not find judgment, you will find oil for your wounds, balm for your soul, and rest for your weary mind. Let me remind you, even Jesus withdrew. He slipped away from the crowds, from the demands, from the noise to be with me. And in that quiet communion, he received what he needed for the road ahead. You are not weak because you need rest. You are not lacking because you crave stillness. That hunger for solitude is not escapism. It is your spirit remembering where it came from, longing for its creator. You come into my presence. I do not simply watch you, I fortify you. I breathe into your lungs the strength of heaven. I saturate your mind with my wisdom. I clothe you with garments of spiritual power that no earthly battle can unravel. This is where courage grows. In the stillness. In the surrender. In the secret place where I whisper your name and remind you of who you are. Because you forget sometimes, don't you? You forget how far you've come. You forget the battles you've already won. You forget that even when you were at your lowest, something inside you still cried out for me. And that cry was never ignored. Every time you whispered, God, help me, I leaned in. Every time you wept in silence, not knowing what to say, I collected your tears and wove them into a declaration of hope. You are not a survivor by accident. You are a testimony of endurance. And I am still writing your story. But I do not ask you to be strong on your own. That's not my design. That's not the covenant I made with you. The strength I offer is not of this world. It's not based on appearances, resources, or applause. It's born in fire and grown in silence. It's the kind of strength that says, even if I'm trembling, I will trust. Even if I'm unsure, I will stay. Even if I'm wounded, I will worship. I know how weary you've been. Know the depth of what you carry that others may never understand. But I do. And I am not watching from a distance. I am here. Here in the quiet, here in the holy, here in the place where every burden you lay down becomes an offering of trust. Let me carry you for a while. Let me refill what life has drained from you. You were never meant to be self-sustaining. You were meant to be connected to me. You wonder sometimes if you're behind, if you've missed the mark, fallen too far, waited too long. But what feels like delay is often preparation. And what feels like emptiness is often the space I've made for something new. Do not fear the quiet seasons. Do not despise the days that feel small. I do some of My greatest work in HIDDENNES is not what I build in you here will sustain you in the days ahead. What I plant in this secret place will blossom when the time is right. So remain long enough for peace to replace panic. Remain long enough for the noise to fade and my truth to settle. Let my word be your oxygen. Let my promises be your food. Let my nearness be your strength. This place, this moment, is holy. Not because of your effort, but because of my presence. And my presence is not fleeting. I will walk with you from this secret place into the open places. I will accompany you in the mundane and the miraculous. You will rise with a strength not your own. You will speak with a confidence not born of pride, but of purpose. You will love with a courage that baffles the world. Because you have been with me. This is the secret of the saints, the wellspring of those who carry light in the darkness. They have found strength. In me, you are one of them. You are part of that remnant, not because you never fall, but because you always rise in me. So return here often. Come back daily, even if only for a few moments. Let this secret place become your sanctuary, your armory, your home. And from here, you will go forth in quiet, power-rooted, radiant, and utterly secure. You are my beloved. My warrior in stillness. My child, clothed in strength. My beloved, there are battles you fight that no one else sees. Conflicts that rise not with swords and noise, but with thoughts and fears, with accusations whispered in the silence, with temptations that slip in quietly, dressed as reason, cloaked in logic, yet designed to unravel your peace. I see them all. I see when the weight of anxiety creeps in like fog, when insecurity knocks at the door of your mind, when you wonder if your prayers matter, if your efforts are enough, if I am still near. Child, you must know, you are not fighting alone. Every battle of the unseen, I am there. You may not see the warfare with your natural eyes, but in the realm of the spirit, I have assigned angels to your path. I have fortified your heart with truth, and I have armed you with something greater than fear, my word. The sword I've given you is not dull or decorative. It is sharp, precise, powerful, but to wield it, you must stay close to me, close to my voice. Close to the truth that cuts through every lie. The enemy does not want to steal your possessions. He wants to steal your identity. He wants you to forget who you are. Forget what I've spoken. Forget. The victory's already won. That is why I whisper continually. Remember that you are chosen. Remember that you are redeemed. Remember that your name is written in the book of life. This battle may feel endless at times, but victory has already been declared in heaven. I need you to agree with that truth, even before you see it on earth. Do not give too much power to what you feel in the moment. Emotions can be beautiful servants, but terrible masters when they rise like waves. Anchor yourself in what does not change me. I am the unshakable one, the same yesterday, today, and forever. When your heart is tossed by confusion, when you feel like you're drowning in uncertainty, let me be your steady shore. Reach for my promises, not your panic. Let my word be louder than the storm. Speak it aloud if you must. Let every dark force know that your hope is not built on circumstance, but on the cornerstone that cannot be moved. Yes, I see how your faith has been tested. I know what it cost you to keep believing everything around you seemed to say, give up. But I was there in that silence. I was the one keeping your flame from dying out completely. Even now, I blow gently on the embers. I breathe on the ashes of hope you thought were dead. And I tell you, they will burn again. The fire inside of you, though flickering, is not extinguished. It was never yours to maintain alone. I placed it within you, and I am fanning it back to life. The battle you're in is not evidence that you failed. It is proof that your life matters, that your calling is significant, that your presence in this world is light. The darkness wants to extinguish, but cannot. So lift your eyes. Lift them from the battlefield and fix them on me. Yes, There are arrows flying, but I am your shield. Yes, the ground shakes, but I am your foundation. Yes, the enemy surrounds, but I have already surrounded him. You are encircled by grace. You are wrapped in mercy. You are sealed by my spirit. There is nothing weak about the one who stays anchored in me. You may feel fragile, but fragility in my hands becomes strength. You may feel tired, but even in your weariness you are covered. You may feel unseen, but I am the God who sees. The very name I revealed to a broken woman in the wilderness was Elroi, the God who sees. I still see. I see you. In the midnight tears. In the long, unanswered questions. In the courageous silence when you chose peace instead of retaliation. None of it is wasted. Your obedience in secret is seen in heaven. Your faithfulness in private resounds in the courts of eternity. And this, I promise you not only will I strengthen you for the battle, I will reward you for staying in the fight. Not because you never stumbled, but because you kept getting back up. Not because you had all the answers, but because you held on to me through the questions. So stay anchored. Hold fast to my truth. Let no fear define your future. Let no shadow darken your hope. You are not who the enemy says you are. You are not your worst day. You are not your mistake or your past. You are mine, and nothing can pluck you from my hand. No scheme, no lie, no darkness. You are secure not because of your grip on me, but because of my grip on you. So even in the unseen battles, you will rise, you will stand, you will overcome, because I have already overcome for you. Let that be your anchor. Let it hold you when all else trembles. You are not alone. You are never abandoned. You are held. You are shielded. You are anchored in the unshakable. My precious child, you've carried pain for so long that you've almost forgotten what it feels like to be whole. Wounds that began as small aches left unspoken, untouched, have grown into patterns, into fears, into walls. But hear me clearly today. When I heal completely, not partially, not temporarily, not just enough to function, but fully, deeply, tenderly, and eternally. I did not come to mend you so you could limp through life. I came to restore you, to make you run again with joy, to laugh without fear, to love without bracing for pain, to sleep without dread and awaken with hope. You've learned to hide your pain well. You smile when others are watching. You give, even when your hands tremble. You carry others, even when your soul longs to collapse. But child, I see what no one else sees. I see the bruises no fingers ever left. See the exhaustion that rest can't fix. I see the memories that replay like shadows whispering lies into your spirit. That is why I have come to heal what no one else can reach. Let me enter the rooms you've locked. Let me touch the places you've guarded. I do not flinch at brokenness. I am not deterred by mess. I am the God who reaches into ashes and pulls forth beauty. Some of your pain, you've grown attached to not because you want it, but because you've wrapped your identity around it. You've whispered, "This is just who I am," as if your scars were the final word over your life. But I tell you now, you are not defined by your wounds. You are defined by my hands, by my voice, by the healing I am bringing to pass starting even now. Healing begins in the unseen. Not always with immediate outward change, but with the quiet undoing of the lie that says you'll never be whole. Let me sit with you in the memory. Let me walk with you through what you've tried to forget. Not to bring shame, but to pour oil on the bruise. To clean the wound. To speak truth where a lie once grew. You don't have to relive the pain to be healed. You only need to invite me into it. Yes, it may hurt when my light first touches the deep places, but I never expose to humiliate, expose to liberate. And I promise you, wherever my light shines, darkness must flee. The healing I bring is not just for you, but for all those who will one day be touched by your restored life. Your scars will one day speak, not of pain, but of redemption, not of wounds, but of a God who made all things new. You wonder, can this really be undone? Yes, beloved. Even what you've lived with for years, even what seems etched into your soul. My blood speaks a better word. My spirit breathes a better story. My love reclaims what the world rejected. But I ask this of you, let go of the timeline. Let go of the pressure to be better instantly. I am not in a rush, and I am not disappointed in your pace. What you call delay, I call intimacy. What you call stuck, I call still being held. Healing, real healing, happens in layers. I do not bandage, I transform. I do not mask pain, I evict it. And as I heal you, I will give you new vision. You will no longer see yourself as damaged, but as delivered. You will see yourself as one who was once bound, but is now boldly free. I will restore to you what was stolen, will renew your ability to love deeply. To trust wisely. To rest fully. Do not be afraid if emotions rise. While I work, they are not signs of regression, but proof that healing is reaching the core. Let the tears fall. They are not weakness. They are cleansing rivers, carrying away the residue of old pain. And hear me in your weeping. I am here. Closer than breath, wiping every tear, catching every sigh, restoring what trauma tried to erase. There will come a day when you will smile, not to hide the pain, but because the pain is gone. That day is nearer than you think. You will love again, without holding back. You will speak again, without trembling. You will walk again, not in caution, but in courage. For what I begin, I finish. What I touch, I transform. What I heal, I make whole. And I am healing you now. Stay close. Keep letting me in. Trust that what I do in the hidden will become undeniable in the open. You are not too far gone. You are not broken, beyond repair. You are not a lost cause. Are mine. And when I heal completely. My beloved, there is a war that wages not with swords, not with voices, but in the quiet corridors of your mind. It is subtle. It is constant. It shapes how you see me, how you see yourself, how you see the world. But I have not left you defenseless. I have given you weapons, not of this world, but mighty through Mepher, the pulling down of strongholds. Know the voices that haunt you. The thoughts that intrude uninvited, the questions that spiral in the night, the fear that masquerades as logic, the inner critic that whispers, "You're not enough. You'll never change. You're too late." But listen closely, child. That voice is not mine. I do not accuse. I do not condemn. I do not torment with fear. I do not repeat your failures back to you. When I speak, it brings life. It may convict, but it always comforts. It may challenge, but it never shamas. It may pierce, but it always heals. This is how you discern. What does the thought produce in you? Does it lead to truth or torment? To freedom or fear? To stillness or striving? The battlefield of the mind is where so many fall, not because they lack faith, but because they've believed a lie for so long. They've mistaken it for truth. But I am coming now to renew your mind. To rewire what trauma wrote. To silence what shame has shouted. To restore clarity where confusion has lived for too long. Let me tell you who you are again. Let me drown out the noise of fear with the sound of truth. You are not a burden. You are not a failure. You are not forgotten. You are not beyond my help. You are called, chosen, cleansed, covered, capable, carried, and crowned with grace. Let these words be the anchors that steady your thoughts. Let truth be louder than anxiety. Let scripture be your daily bread, not your last resort. Feed on my promises until your mind becomes fertile ground, not for fear, but for faith. You've been weary from overthinking. Your mind has become a battlefield of what ifs and if onlys. But today I say peace. Be still. The storm is not only around you, sometimes it rages within you. But my voice calms both. When your thoughts race, pause and breathe. Invite me into the chaos. Say my name, Jesus, and know that I come quickly, not to lecture, but to quiet. To still. To anchor. You cannot control every thought that comes, but you can choose which ones you entertain. You can reject what contradicts my word. You can resist the lie with a whisper of truth. Do not agree with your enemy. Do not rehearse his accusations. He is a liar. He has always been a liar, and you owe him nothing. Instead, come into agreement with me. Let your internal dialogue sound like heaven. Let your meditations be filled with my voice. Let the soundtrack of your mind be peace, not panic. You are not losing your mind. You are learning to renew it, and I will help you. I will train your thoughts. I will coach your inner world into quiet confidence. Together, we will replace self-condemnation with self-control, worry with worship, despair with discernment. Do not expect perfection overnight. I am not asking for flawless thoughts. I am asking for a willing mind, a surrendered mind, a mind that says, God, teach me how to think like you. And I will line upon line, day by day, will build a new house in your thought life. No longer a house of fear, but a temple of truth. And you will begin to notice peace will come faster. Lies will lose their sting. Temptation will weaken. Clarity will return. And you will say, my mind is no longer my enemy. It has become the place where God speaks. And that is exactly what I'm doing, even now. So stay near. When thoughts overwhelm, run to me. When lies scream, open my word. When fear knocks, answer with praise. The war in your mind is not your end. It is the place where I am birthing a sound mind, a steadfast spirit, and a renewed heart. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being made new. And every time you choose truth over lies, you are winning a victory in the spirit. This is how healing unfolds. One surrendered thought at a time. One quiet yes to my voice. Until your whole being begins to echo this truth. I have the mind of Christ. I am not my past. I am not my fear. I am His. And in that truth, you will find peace unshakable. My beloved child, there is a fire that does not destroy, but purifies. A flame that does not consume you, but transforms you. And I want you to know you are in that fire now. Not because I have abandoned you, but because I am refining you. Do not be afraid of the heat. Do not despise the discomfort. You prayed to know me more. You asked to walk in purpose. You longed for deeper freedom. And though you did not ask for this fire, it has come not to break you, but to reveal me within you. Gold is not afraid of the flame. It welcomes it, because gold knows what it truly is, and the fire only proves its worth. Child, you are more precious than gold. I am removing what cannot remain. The doubts you've held like shields, the fears you've made into walls, the habits that have dulled your hearing. I am refining them all, not in anger, but in love. The fire you feel is not punishment, it is preparation. You ask, why is this happening to me? But I ask, what if this is happening for you? What if what you call pain, I call pruning? What if what you resist, I am using to reshape you? Do not mistake my silence for absence. I am in the fire with you. I was always in the fire with the Hebrew boys in Babylon, with the prophets, with the faithful who were tested. And I am with you now. You may feel stripped of strength. You may feel like the old you is slipping away. That is not the end of you. That is the beginning of who I've always seen in you. I am refining your motives, burning away the need for applause, purging the hidden pride. Testing the roots of your obedience. I am refining your vision, removing distractions, sharpening your sight, making you sensitive to my voice alone. I am refining your trust, teaching you to believe when nothing makes sense. To stand when you see no fruit. To worship with tears in your eyes and questions on your lips. This is holy ground. Not because it's easy, but because it is eternal. What I do in the fire will last. What you learn here will never be stolen. And though you feel weak, you are never more aligned with my spirit than when you surrender to the refining. You cannot be filled with more of me. Until you've been emptied of what clutters you, let the fire burn not your essence, but your excess. I know it's hard. I know you long for relief. But if you saw what I see, you would not ask me to remove the fire. You would ask me to finish what I've begun. Because on the other side of this furnace is a faith that cannot be shaken. A joy that does not fade. A love that is fierce and pure. A life that reflects my glory, not occasionally, but consistently. Let me tell you this. The enemy wanted this fire to destroy you. I turned it into a refining flame. What he meant for evil, I am using for good. You will come out of this, and you will not smell like smoke. You will not be bitter. You will not be broken. You will be brighter, purer, stronger, because you chose to stay with me. In the fire, you are being forged in faith. You are being baptized in perseverance. You are being sealed in purpose. And this season, though painful, is also holy. So lift your eyes from the heat and see me. I have not stepped away. I am the fourth man in the fire. I am the one whose eyes burn with love, whose hands hold the flame, whose heart burns not with wrath, but with zeal for you. Do not give up. Do not retreat. Do not numb yourself to avoid the burning. Let it do its work. And when the time is right, I will call you forth. Refined, resilient, radiant. You will look back and say, it was not the fire that changed me. It was the one who stood with me in it. So take heart, beloved. You are not being destroyed. You are being defined. And I, your God, am the refiner. My beloved child. You've tried so hard to be strong. You've kept going when it would have been easier to quit. You've smiled when your soul was trembling. You've said, I'm fine, even when you were anything but. I see that. And I want you to know, it's not your strength that's carried you this far. It's mine. You were never meant to rely on your own power. I never asked you to have it all together. I never called you to prove yourself. I simply said, come to me. Let my grace be enough. And it is. My grace is enough. Not barely enough. Not just enough to scrape by, but enough to cover, restore, uphold, fill, and renew you completely. Grace is not a concept. It's a person. It is me stepping into your weakness, clothing you with power and whispering, you don't have to do this alone. You've mistaken pressure for responsibility. You've believed that strength looks like silence, that maturity means hiding the cracks, that faith means never feeling weak. But my child, true faith is not denying weakness, it's bringing it to me. Even Paul, the great apostle, cried out to be freed from his affliction. But instead of removing it, I gave him something greater, grace that overcomes. And I said to him what I now say to you, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12-9. Let that settle deeply into your soul. My power is not seen best when you are strong. It is seen most clearly when you are honest, when you admit your emptiness. I fill you. When you confess your need, I rush to help. When you drop the act, I lift you into authentic strength. Grace is the divine exchange. Your striving for my stillness, your burden for my rest, your fear for my confidence. Do not despise your moments of breaking. They are where my grace flows most freely. The places where you feel weak stare, the very places where I am building resilience from heaven. You ask, but what if I fail again? Then my grace will meet you again. You ask, what if I lose my way? Then my grace will find you. You ask, what if I'm not strong enough? Then my grace will carry you, because it was never about your strength in the first place. Let me remind you, grace is not just the beginning of your journey, it is the sustaining force of your every step. You are not being held together by willpower. You are being held together by my love. My grace doesn't run out, it doesn't weaken with time. It doesn't get tired of your need. It is fresh every morning, ready every moment, unshaken by your humanity. So stop striving. Stop comparing. Stop believing that weakness disqualifies you. Grace qualifies you. You don't have to impress me that you already delight me. You don't have to earn my attention. You already have it. You don't have to prove you're enough because I am. Let my grace be your safety net. Let it soften the edges of your shame. Let it silence the voice that says you'll never be good enough. You are not meant to be a fortress of strength. You are meant to be a temple of grace. Even now, my spirit is wrapping around the places you hide. He is lifting your chin, brushing away the self-criticism and whispering again and again. You are not disqualified. You are not forgotten. You are not a failure. You are mine, and I am enough for you. You will rise not in your own strength, but in mine. You will walk not because of your own endurance, but because grace walks beside you. You will overcome not because you never fell, but because grace lifted you every time you did. This is the beauty of my strength. It meets you exactly where you are and never leaves you there. So rest. Beloved, lean in, breathe deep. Let go of trying to earn what has already been freely given. And when the enemy comes to accuse, when fear comes to threaten, when shame tries to creep in, respond with confidence. His grace is my strength. His love is my shelter. His power is perfected in my weakness. You are being made strong by grace alone. My precious one. There are moments, deep, hidden moments, when you feel unseen. You walk through the day with a smile, but your heart whispers, has God forgotten me? You see others move forward. Doors open for them. Breakthroughs come, testimonies unfold, and you wonder, when will it be my turn? I see you there. I see the tears you won't let fall. I hear the prayers you whisper under your breath when no one else is listening. I know the ache of waiting because I have waited with you. Let me say this to you, gently, but with a voice that shakes the heavens. I have not forgotten you. Your name is written on my hand. Your life is engraved on my heart. Every promise I have made over you still stands. I am not late. I am not distracted. I am not overlooking you. I am preparing something deeper than what you've asked for. Something that doesn't just answer a request, but transforms you in the process. Because I love you too much to give you something prematurely. I am not just answering prayers. I am building a vessel strong enough to carry what I pour out. You think nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, I am doing more than you can imagine. I am aligning hearts, opening the right doors, closing the wrong ones, and protecting you from what would have seemed like a blessing, but wasn't. Delay is not denial, and silence is not absence. I am closer now than you realize. I have been walking every step beside you. I have caught every tear. I have weighed every sacrifice, and I have stored every whispered hope in the vault of eternity. You are not invisible. You are not irrelevant. You are not forgotten. You are treasured. Even when you feel like the last in line, heaven sees you first. Do not confuse the pace of my plan with the absence of my hand. Some things take time not because I am slow, but because I am thorough. I am not building a moment for you. I am building a legacy. I am not just orchestrating a single answer. I am writing a greater story. In the silence. I am speaking. In the stillness. I am working. In the waiting. I am shaping you. You are learning faith in the dark, a kind of faith that doesn't need to see to still believe. You are learning trust when the timeline disappoints, a kind of trust that doesn't collapse when the answer takes longer. And here, right here, I want you to hear my heart. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. I am not measuring you by your speed. I am measuring you by your surrender. Even in your weariness, you've kept walking. Even in your questions, you've stayed close. Even in your pain, you've chosen me. That matters more than you know. I will reward your faith. I will redeem your weight. I will restore what you thought was wasted. And when my timing comes suddenly, beautifully, powerfully, you will see that I was never far off. I was preparing something better. You may not see it yet, but heaven is already rejoicing over the chapters ahead. Until then, lean into me. Let me hold the ache of delay. Let me fill the spaces where hope has grown faint. And when you feel overlooked by the world, let my voice remind you, I see you. When others are celebrated and you are forgotten, remember, I rejoice over you with singing. When the waiting feels unbearable, lift your eyes to the one who does not forget, not a name, not a promise, not a single moment of trust. I remember, I record, reward, and I am faithful always. You are never alone. You are never last in my heart. You are held in the center of my affection, and you will see with your own eyes what I promised I will surely bring to pass. Until then, trust my timing. Trust my love. Trust that you are never forgotten. My beloved, you carry wounds no one else sees. Some from the past, some from this very season, some inflicted by others, and some you gave yourself out of shame, regret, or trying to survive. But I want you to hear me now. I do not recoil from your pain. I do not turn my face from your bruises. Do not withdraw when you tremble or bleed inside. I move closer. I bend low. I bring oil, not ordinary oil, but the oil of my spirit, poured out with mercy, saturated with healing, crafted in love. You are not disqualified by your wounds. You are not set aside because you are not yet whole. You are the very one I came for. The broken, the weary, the bleeding, the ones who tried to keep going but collapsed inside. Let me be one who binds you up. You've tried to be your own physician. You've numbed the pain. You've buried it deep. You've called it strength. But I never asked you to heal yourself. I asked you to come. Come with the limp, come with the bandages. Come with the ache that won't go away. Come with your secrets, your silence, your hidden cry, and I will meet you with oil. I am the good shepherd. When I see my sheep wounded, I don't shout from a distance. I draw near. I lift the fragile head, gently press the oil into the wound. I stay until the bleeding slows. I remain until peace replaces panic. I wait as long as it takes for you to breathe freely again. This is not a quick fix. This is not shallow comfort. This is sacred restoration. Your healing is holy to me. I am not rushing you. I am not frustrated with your pace. I am not comparing you to anyone else's journey. I see the depth of what you carry. I understand what others missed. I recognize the layers, the years, the reasons behind your silence, and I still choose you. Let me pour oil where others poured. Judgment. Let me cover where others uncovered. Let me cleanse where shame has lingered too long. My oil is not only for the surface. It flows deep. It penetrates places you thought could never feel again. It loosens the grip of bitterness. It soothes the heat of old anger. It softens the calluses you've built to protect yourself. You don't have to be numb to survive anymore. You don't have to fake strength to be loved. I love you now exactly as you are, and I am not merely healing you so you can function. I'm healing you so you can flourish. You will feel again without fear. You will laugh again without guarding yourself. You will walk again, not with a limp of shame, but with the rhythm of grace. I will restore not just what was lost, but what you never thought you could carry again. Joy, trust, rest, and freedom. Let the oil flow. Child, even now it runs down your soul like warm peace. Let it reach the places you've hidden. Let it wash over the memories that used to sting. Let it gather in the cracks and fill them with light. There is glory in your healing. Not because you earn it, but because you allow me to touch what hurts. And what I touch, I redeem. Soon, the wounds will become testimonies. The ache will become an altar. The place of pain will become a place of presence. And others who are bleeding will come to you, and you will not say, I fixed myself. You will say, He came for me. He stayed with me. He poured oil on me, and I was healed. This is who I am. Not a distant God, not a cold healer, but the tender one, the near one, the anointed one who was wounded so that your wounds could be restored. So rest now, let the oil do what only I can do. And know this: you are not too broken, you are not too late, you are not too far gone, you are wounded, yes, but not abandoned. And now you are being made whole. My beloved, you've whispered it in the dark, you've carried it like a quiet ache, you've looked at others ahead of you and thought, maybe I missed it, maybe I waited too long, maybe it's too late. But I say to you now with the full authority of heaven, you are not too late. Not for your calling. Not for healing. Not for restoration. Not for joy. Not for me. I know the years that feel lost, the seasons that seemed wasted, the roads that led to detours you never intended. But I was never absent. I was there working in the unseen, building in silence, preparing in the waiting. You do not serve a God who is bound by time. I redeem time. What man calls lost, I call replantable. What you call delay, I call preparation. What you fear has expired, I resurrect. I am the God of Abraham and Sarah, who laughed in disbelief, but still saw my promise fulfilled in what others called old age. I am the God of Moses, who thought his failure disqualified him forever, but found destiny waiting on the backside of a desert. I am the God of Lazarus, who was 4 days too late in the eyes of men, but right on time in the realm of resurrection. And I am your God too. You have not missed your moment. Your story has not slipped through my fingers. In fact, what's ahead of you is greater than what's behind you, not because of your efforts, but because of my faithfulness. Yes, the journey has been longer than you hoped. Yes, the process has stretched you, but I have used even the wandering years to shape you. What you learned in delay will become the foundation of your depth. What you endured in silence will make you trustworthy with power. I'm not in a hurry, but I am always on time. The world measures by urgency. I measure by eternity. They rush to build empires. I cultivate hearts, and your heart, child, has not been forgotten. It's being made ready for something weighty, something sacred. So stop comparing your timeline to theirs. You were never meant to match their pace. Are not behind. You are not too slow. You are not too late. You are on my schedule. You are walking by my rhythm, and I will complete what I began in you. You think you've lost ground, but I've already gone ahead and secured your steps. You think the opportunity has passed, but I've written another chapter no one saw coming. Even now, I am redeeming time. Even now, I am restoring what seemed unreachable. Even now, I am calling you forward. This is not a restart. This is a redemption. I am not bringing you back to where you were. I am taking you where always meant to be. And everything you thought disqualified you, the regrets, the mistakes, the years spent in fear or silence, I am using it all. The wounds you thought disfigured you will become the very markings that show others who healed you. Do not let the enemy lie to you another day. He says you're late. I say you're right on time for a miracle. He says you're behind. I say you're positioned for glory. He says it's over. I say it's just beginning. So lift your eyes, lift your head, dare to dream again, dare to believe again. There is oil still flowing. There is fruit still coming. There are doors yet to open. There are prayers about to be answered, because I am not finished. I am the God who redeems what felt wasted. I am the author who still writes plot twists in impossible places. I am the Father who never forgets his children. And I am the Lord who says to you now, you are not too late. You are right where grace is waiting to bloom. So take my hand, take one more step. Let me prove to you that I can do in a moment what years of striving could not. This is your season to walk forward, not in regret, but in redemption. My beloved, you've been waiting for thunder. You've been hoping for a sign so loud, so clear, that every fear would vanish. But I do not always come in thunder. I do not always arrive with spectacle. Sometimes I come in a whisper, and the ones who love me listen for the wind. Elijah stood in a cave, trembling, asking for my presence, and he saw the wind, the earthquake, the fire, but I was not in the noise. I was in the still, small voice. That same voice is speaking now. Not to shake the earth, but to steady your soul. Not to impress your senses, but to transform your heart. Child, don't miss me in the quiet. I am in the wind that brushes your cheek. In the silence that falls after your tears. In the pause between your questions. In the breath that slows your racing heart. You don't need to strive to hear me, you need to be still. I know the storm you're walking through, the inner turmoil, the noise in your head, the pressure to figure it all out. But I'm not asking for more effort, I'm asking for attention. Come away for a moment. Step outside the crowd of your thoughts and listen. Listen not with your ears, but with your spirit. Can you hear me? That longing you feel when everything quiets down, that ache that rises in the stillness, that's me. Calling, drawing, speaking. My voice doesn't always command. Sometimes it invites. I whisper not to hide, but to draw you close. Because only the one who leans in hears, and I want you close. Not because I need you, but because I love you. You don't need to be a prophet to hear me. You don't need to be perfect to discern me. You only need to believe I speak, and to make room for my voice. Sometimes it comes like a gentle thought, sometimes like a verse that won't let go, sometimes like peace that interrupts panic. And sometimes like wind. Invisible, but undeniable. You don't see where it begins or ends, but you feel its movement, you sense its power, you know it's real. That is how my voice is moving in your life right now. Subtle, but present. Calm, but unshakable. Not always instructing sometimes, just reminding, I am here. Let go of the need to always hear something big. What if my greatest word today is simply, stay. Trust. Rest. I'm still with you. I don't need to shout to shake the heavens. My whisper breaks chains. My breath opens doors. My stillness speaks louder than the storm. Don't rush this. Don't demand clarity before surrender. Just sit with me. Let the wind pass over your soul. Let my spirit breathe life back into your weary places. This is not a season of abandonment. It is a season of invitation. Come into the quiet. Turn down the volume of fear. Step away from the noise of the world and hear me again. You've heard lies long enough. Now hear truth. You've feared silence long enough. Now find me there. You've waited for me to show up with noise, but now I come with wind and with it, peace. So lean in, close your eyes if you must, block out the world, breathe deep. And listen. I'm still speaking. I never stopped. You just needed to remember. My voice is often in the wind, and it's calling you home. My beloved, come with me now, not to a temple made by hands, not to a mountain far away, but to the garden I have planted within you. You've looked outside for peace. You've searched the world for clarity. You've hoped that changing your surroundings would still your soul. But I have been whispering all along. The garden is within. My presence is not a place you visit. It is the ground you carry. Deep inside you, beneath the clutter of distractions, beyond the rubble of pain, there is sacred soil. Soil I have touched. Soil I have spoken over. Soil I have not forgotten. That is where I walk. That is where I wait. That is where I long to meet with you daily. This is the mystery of grace. You are not simply coming to me. I have come to dwell in you. My spirit has made his home inside your surrendered places. And every time you turn inward with me, you step into a garden where mercy grows, where peace flows like a stream, and where I speak with the voice of stillness. You don't need to earn access to this garden. It is your inheritance. You don't need to strive to find me. I am already here waiting for you to come home to yourself and me. When life grows loud, when the noise feels endless, when the world demands more than you can give, come away. Come to the secret place. Not somewhere far, but somewhere deep. The garden within is not a fantasy. It is not escape. It is the center of reality, where your soul aligns with heaven, where your heart is washed in truth, where I walk with you as I did with Adam in the cool of the day. You have spent too much time outside the gates running, striving, trying to fix, perform, prove. But now, I beckon you inward, not to hide from life, but to be re-rooted in me. This is where fruit grows. This is where identity is remembered. This is where your soul stops grasping and starts receiving. The garden within you needs tending. It has not died, only been neglected. But today, I come as the gardener. I bring my tools, mercy, patience, truth, love, and I come not to judge the weeds, but to nurture the roots. Let me pull out what has grown wild. Let me trim back what chokes the light. Let me clear the debris of shame, of fear, of overgrowth, and let me show you what's already growing: the resilience, the tenderness, the wisdom, the worship, the childlike wonder that has never truly left. The garden within is your holy sanctuary. It is not a place for striving, but for stillness, not for performing, but for simply being. Here, there is no judgment, only grace. Here, there is no fear, only love. Here, you remember, you are not your productivity. You are not your public image. You are not your past failures. You are my beloved. This is where I water you. This is where I sing over you. This is where you bloom, not for applause, but because the sun shines within you. You are not barren. You are not dry beyond revival. You are not too late to grow. The garden is still alive. The well is still flowing. The gardener is still faithful. So come every day. Come when you're tired. Come when you're afraid. Come when you failed. Come when you feel strong. Just come. Walk with me. Sit with me. Let me speak to the places no one else sees, and you will discover this sacred truth. You carry Eden inside you. You are a dwelling place of my spirit. You are a house of hope. A garden of restoration. And together, we will watch beauty rise from the soil. You are rooted in me. You are being renewed daily. You are never without a place of peace, because wherever you go, the garden goes with you. And in that garden, I will always be waiting. My beloved, you were never created to live blind, not blind to my voice, not blind to what is broken, not blind to who you are in me. I formed you to see, to discern the winds of the Spirit, to perceive what others ignore, to feel the shift before the storm, and to carry my presence into places that forgot what light feels like. Yes. You not because of your qualifications, but because of your surrender. You have eyes to see, but more than that, I am giving you vision. Not just natural sight, but spiritual clarity. Not just awareness, but discernment. I am awakening your inner sight. No longer will you move by assumption. No longer will you depend on the eyes of others. You will walk in insight born of intimacy. And with eyes that see, I give you feet that go. For what I show you, I call you to move toward. What I reveal, I call you to respond to. This is not the hour for spectators. This is the hour for sent ones. You may say, who am I to go? But I say, who will go if not you? You have been entrusted with more than words. You carry the weight of my glory. You have lingered in the secret place. You have been marked by fire. And now I call you into the field. Into broken streets. Into weary conversations. Into hearts that forgot they matter. You are not just called to observe darkness. You are called to carry light. My light does not panic in the dark. It does not flinch at opposition. It walks boldly, tenderly, steadily, because it knows who sent it. You were never meant to only receive. You were made to release. You are a carrier of answers. You are a living testimony. You are a vessel of oil. You are a watchman on the wall. So lift your head. Look again. I am opening your eyes to things you once overlooked, faces you once passed by, situations you once avoided, not to overwhelm you, but to invite you into my movement. Yes, it's easier to stay silent. Yes, it feels safer to remain still, but I did not awaken you to keep you in hiding. I raised you to walk with authority, to speak with tender fire, to love with supernatural endurance. The world is not waiting for perfection. It's longing for people who have seen me and are unafraid to follow me. So go, not in fear, but in faith. Not in your name, but in mine. And know this, everywhere your feet step, I go before you. Every word I give you to speak, I already planted in their heart. You are not walking into the unknown. You are walking into destiny. You are part of my answer. You are a fulfillment of intercession. You are a sign that I have not forgotten this generation. So guard your eyes not to hide, but to see what truly matters. Guard your steps not out of fear, but out of purpose. Walk slow enough to notice me. Bold enough to obey me. Humble enough to need me. And remember, this isn't about your strength. This is about my spirit upon you. I am sending you. With eyes that see, with feet that go, with a heart that burns, and with a voice that carries heaven. You are not wandering. You are commissioned. So arise. Shine. And let the world see what I placed inside you. The light has come, and you are carrying it. My beloved, can you hear it? The sound rising in the distance, not chaos, not confusion, but the cry of watchmen awakening. For too long, many have slumbered, numbed by distraction, dulled by comfort, lulled by the rhythms of the world. But I am sounding the alarm now. I am calling my watchmen back to the walls. You were not made to blend in. You were not formed to be passive. You were born for this moment, to stand, to see, to speak. This is not the hour to be silent. This is the hour of alertness. Yes. The night feels long. Yes. Darkness stretches wide, but I have placed fire in your bones. I have trained your ears to hear what others ignore, have awakened your spirit to discern the unseen. You are not just intercessors. You are not just prophets. You are watchmen, guardians of the gate. Voices on the wind, eyes on the horizon. You are those who see what's coming, who hear what I'm whispering, who feel the shift in the spirit. And I am not asking you to carry this alone. You are not solitary. There is a sound rising from across the earth, a unified cry of those who refuse to sleep through the shaking. Can you hear them? In hidden rooms, they are praying. In quiet hours, they are weeping. On their knees, they are warring. These are my watchmen, marked not by titles, but by tears. Not by position, but by posture. They live with ears pressed to my heart and eyes lifted to the heavens. You are one of them. You have felt it stirring for years, a holy unrest, a longing you could never shake, a grief over what others call normal. Is because I marked you. I set you apart. I placed you on the wall, and now I'm giving you clarity in the night. You will not stumble in the dark. You will not cry out without effect. Your prayers are shaping atmospheres. Your declarations are shifting cities. Your worship is making room for awakening. Do not despise the midnight hour. It is when watchmen shine brightest, while others sleep. You see. While others retreat, you rise. While others forget, you remember my promises. And yes, I know it's heavy. The burden feels endless, but I did not call you to carry the world. I called you to stay awake in my presence. Your job is not to fix it all. Your call is to watch, to warn, to worship, and to wait until I move. I will move. Am coming with wind. With fire, with glory. But I will first wake up the ones who are willing to stay on the wall. You are not forgotten on the wall. You are not foolish for standing guard. You are not wasting time when you cry at midnight. You are part of my advance team, and I will reward those who stood when others sat, who stayed alert when others slumbered, who believed when others mocked. I'm sharpening your hearing. I am strengthening your arms. I am refining your sight, and I am sending angelic reinforcements to surround you. You will not burn out. You will not be crushed. You will be renewed in the secret place, and you will say, it was worth it to stay awake. Watchmen, rise, lift your voice again. Sound the alarm again. Blow the trumpet again. Call the sleepers to awaken. Call the hearts to return. Call the warriors to their post. because the dawn is coming, and those who watch through the night will be the first to see the glory rising. This is your moment, Dot. This is your assignment. This is your sound. Let it rise. The sound of the watchman, Dot, my beloved. You have come far. You have walked through fire. You have passed through waters. You have stood on the wall, and you have listened for my whisper. Now, come closer, even closer, for I have one more gift to give you, a gift not of words, but of glory. That this is not the glory the world craves. It is not fame or recognition, that it is my presence made visible, tangible, unshakable. Dot, you were made for my glory, not to visit it from afar, but to dwell within it. Dot, to be covered, consumed, and carried by it. Dot, this is why you've been through what you've been through. This is why the pressing felt so deep. Dot, because glory is weight, and I was preparing you to carry it. Dot, glory is not given lightly. That it rests on those who have been emptied. That it abides with those who no longer seek to be seen, but long to see me. Dot, and now, here you are, still standing, still surrendered, still believing, still waiting. And I say to you now, lift your head, open your spirit, receive not just restoration, but radiance, not just peace, but presence, not just survival, but saturation. The glory that once dwelled in temple snow rests within you. The glory that shook mountains now fills your heart with fire and stillness. The glory that hovered above the mercy seat now hovers over your life as a banner, a cloud, a seal. Dot, you are not forgotten. Dot, you are anointed. You are marked with fire, and the enemy knows it. That's why the warfare was so strong, not because you were weak, but because you were being clothed in glory. I do not anoint halfway. I do not cover partially. Pour until the vessel overflows. And I say over you now, arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 60:1. This is your hour, not to hide, but to shine, not to fear, but to move with holy boldness, not to retreat, but to reign in gentleness, in humility, in love. Let me wrap you now in my glory, not as a moment, but as a mantle, not as a high, but as a habitation. From this place, you will move differently. You will speak with weight. You will pray with heaven's sound. You will walk with oil on your steps. You will no longer strive for approval. You will rest in the glow of being fully known and fully chosen. Every wound now shines with light. Dot, every tear now reflects eternity. Every part of your journey has prepared you to be a vessel of my presence on earth. Dot, you are no longer the same, because you have seen me, you have heard me, you have walked with me. Dot, and now you carry Dot, so wherever you go, know this, you are covered in glory. Dot, it is the mark of the ones who said yes. Dot, it is the fragrance of the yielded ones. Dot, it is the fire that does not burn you, but burns within you. Dot, go, beloved. Dot, shine. Dot, burn. Dot, watch. Dot, declare. Dot, love. Dot, and never forget. You are not alone. You are not empty. You are not ordinary. You are the one in whom I dwell, and my glory shall not depart. Dot, forever and always. You are mine.